I was scrolling through Twitter as usual, and I saw this post. Let's put our thinking caps on and get into it. According to Pew Research, the black population has grown by 32% since 2000. And it's all because of these rappers, for real. And of course, that got me thinking, is it really a bad thing? Obviously, it's not a great thing, but that's why we got our thinking caps on. We're going to try to see a different perspective. A lot of people think that this will lead to a negative outcome. Let's flip the script a little bit. Is a rapper with a bunch of kids always bad? Let's talk about it. Now, if you look at it a certain way, I think this could actually have the opposite effect. I think it could be a good thing. So we're definitely going to dive into some of the benefits of these rappers having large families. And this could be a bad take for me, of course. I am prone to a few. I think that the trickle down from this could actually end up empowering the black community. All right, let's keep it real. I can think of more than a few prominent rappers that have way more kids than the American family average. To name a few, we've got Young Thug with 6 kids. Lil Durk has 7. Chief Keef, he has 9. Young Boy has 11. Nick Cannon, 12. And taking the crown as far as I know is DMX with 15 kids. Let's compare that to the average family size in the US, 1.94 kids. That means YB has 5 times the average. Thug has 3 times the average. Nick Cannon has 6 times the average. They're really popping out these kids, I think. Like that's gotta be a lot of baby mamas. More than 3, I'll tell you that. So according to Pew Research, in 2022, the average family size in the US was 3.14 people. You know, black people, our households tend to have larger families. So that might explain why some of these rappers are also having more kids. 12 kids, 15 kids, that might be a little too much, but let's say 4 or 5, that's reasonable. Circling back, I will definitely say that is a lot of kids to be having. Even 6 is a lot. Like I grew up in a house with 5 siblings, so I'm one of 6, but I think that was even too much. And typically I would advise against that. Luckily, these guys got some money. And don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. Money is not the end all be all. Most of these rappers have, several different baby mamas with a wide array of complications and issues and drama that comes with that. So it's not all sunshine and roses. I'm sure whatever situation they've got going on isn't completely ideal. The nuclear family unit would probably be the most preferable in these situations. That's just not how it is. And it probably isn't how it will be either. So for 1 second, let's put that aside and try to focus on the more positive aspects. And this isn't just about numbers or community. This is about legacy, despite what you may see in the media, or at least what I see in the media. This isn't like as bad of a thing as people are making it out to be. So here's my take. More often than not, these kids are going to have better connections, better mentorship, and they're going to be more financially stable than their peers. And I think that's good. Now, a lot of these niggas may not have been good people in their youth. That does not mean they can't have good kids. We've even seen this pretty recently with that clip of Boosie and T.I., kind of telling their sons what's up. Like, why are you playing with these guns? You're not like that.
What is it like to gun, man?
It's not illegal to have a gun.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in your lifestyle, this don't look legitimate, sir.
Because I'm not supporting the whole.
Can't do it.
I'm not.
What kind of parent gonna support their kids and they'll get
Slide.
gun, pop it? And then got a gun in your book, sir? So 12 pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Nobody got to raise their hand.
I've been seeing him around too there. Like,
You gonna raise your own hand?
I've been seeing him around too.
Well, when you got drugs, it ain't
I know that.
You got drugs.
When y'all got drugs around those legal guns,
That's called
it's not legal.
possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Being good mentors to them. This access is not purely financial. It also comes with social capital. Now you're probably thinking, what is social capital? Well, if you don't know, social capital is the strength of a person's social network and community, and the ability to use those relationships to achieve a common goal. It can also refer to the shared values and resources that allow people to work together. Now think about it. These are the same kinds of opportunities that someone like you or I, or even their fathers or parent or mothers, Nikki, would have to do some crazy shit for it. They already have access to all of this. But I won't feign ignorance. I realize that not every rapper or celebrity is going to have the maturity or the stability to raise a family of that size or any size. That's not to mention, the constant media scrutiny, chaos, and the instability that comes with working in entertainment. And clearly, growing up in a divided household or under constant public pressure is never going to be easy, no matter how much money is in the bank. They're probably going to miss out on some emotional support and guidance that would come from a cohesive family unit. Keep in mind, I didn't say that this was a good thing. I'm just saying that it could be a good thing and that it's not in all cases a bad thing. Now, not every rapper is going to have the same level of success, and not every child is going to have the same opportunities that they do. And while people like Ye or Jay-Z, they got money, they got time, they got power, but that's not going to be the same for the typical artist. Obviously, there are tiers to this. If a rapper like Ugly God has a large family, that family is going to live a very different life than someone like Big Sean, who's like a mid-tier rapper, in my opinion. You know, I mean, I don't really listen to his music like that, but in my opinion. And that's still going to be very drastically different from someone like Kanye or Jay-Z, who are billionaires. Ideally, they are better off than the average kid. Studies show that children from wealthier families are more likely to graduate from college, have higher lifetime earnings, and benefit from a wider range of career opportunities. Now, that disparity definitely speaks to a bigger issue in our community. I'm not talking about the Black community. I mean, the world. You know, the wealth disparity is a gigantic problem. But more people in power that are the same race of us probably only help. So now we can discuss some of these melanated Nepo babies. The Kardashian West kids, they're growing up in a place filled with opportunity, and you really can't hate on them for that. Can you hate on them for bad singing performances, for roles they probably shouldn't have gotten? Yes, I think if that was you, would you not have taken that opportunity? Would you not want to give that to your kid? From that example alone, we can see how that social capital is already working. These kids are getting opportunities. You know, you might see it as dumb, but a kid can see that and think, oh, that's someone that looks like me doing that, where, you know, traditionally maybe someone else of a different color may have gotten the role. That might be a bad take. I might take this one out. These kids have access to creative spaces and global opportunities that are far beyond the typical upbringing. And with that kind of social capital behind them, they're already way ahead of the game. But we don't even have to look at like the super mega stars of today. How many of you remember Benzino? And if you do, please leave a comment. His kid, Coi Leray, is doing pretty well, I think. You know, she's dropping some bangers. Despite the obvious hiccups her and her father went through, simply having that connection can sometimes be enough. Now, let me reiterate, if these artists are able to sustain the larger family sizes, if they can, you know, keep making the money, I think that the spread of wealth and connections that, you know, these larger families will bring, I think that'll help our community overall as a whole. Once again, I realize not every case is a good one, but I can think of more good examples than bad examples. So what's going to be our main takeaway here? Really? I don't fucking know. I could barely tell you. I just saw that Twitter post and I was like, huh, this is interesting. But I think that while the situations that these guys find themselves in isn't great, I think there is an overly negative stigma around people like, you know, Nick Cannon or DMX or NBA Youngboy. Ideally, these guys would all be in perfect nuclear families, but that is clearly and simply not the case. So we're going to take this piss, we're going to make it into lemonade. I think with a little bit of luck and a lot of carrying by the baby mamas and YB's case because he's locked up, we will not have an army of many young boys or DMXs out here terrorizing the streets. I think them turning out like Boosie or T.I.'s kids wouldn't be that bad of an outcome. Thank you for viewing. What did you think? If you made it this far, leave a comment because your voice is just as important as mine. Also, if I'm more handsome than Dude Dennis, which I am at 100,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a job. If you want to see it, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.